episode of Stephen's Four Wheels. Today you join me out and about in the SLK. You may have seen my video on the full tour of the SLK where I did a walk around and it showed you everything to do with the SLK. I wanted to keep this video separate and did a little mini driving review when I was out and about. First thing I'm going to start by saying that I haven't actually driven this car for a couple of weeks now. And I'm actually driving a Land Rover and this car is so different to Land Rover. The first thing, I feel like I'm literally sat on the floor. The second thing, I've also been driving around corners very, very slowly. And I sort of have to remind myself, actually, I can go a little bit quicker in this car. I can trick it into going a bit more than a very top-heavy Land Rover. So we're going to go for a little bit of a drive. I'm going to talk about the SLK a little more, give you a little bit more of a view of what it's like to live with, what it's like to drive. I've had this car for just over 2 years now, and that's how I've done about 15,000 miles. Obviously, recently I haven't done many miles. I'll tell you, since the MOT, which was end of January, I've done 629 miles, which is not very much considering it's now mid-July. So I need to really get some miles in this car this year. So the question I always get asked is, well, what's it like to drive? And actually it's a very, very fun car to drive. Now I used to have an Bar 500 and that was probably more fun to drive, but what I like about this car more is that you have to actually put a bit of effort in. I'm going to open it up now. It does move when it wants to move, and it just puts a smile on my face. But what I like about this car, going back to the original point, is that actually you have to push it a bit to get the fun out of it. I've just put the gearbox in sport mode and it does really pick up well. You get some lovely sounds and exhaust from the turbo as well. And that's what I love about this, it's so much fun to drive. It's fun because you have to push it, you have to work it a little bit harder to get that real fun factor out of it. The bar I used to have was just put a smiley face, anything, you know, you could be doing the most dull drives and it would just put a smiley face. But I actually prefer this car and having to work a little bit. And I think with the Abarth it wants to be fun all the time, whereas this, I've done drives down to Devon and it will just do a nice sensible, no hassle drive. Put it on 70 on the cruise control on the motorway and you feel just so refreshed when you get out. When you get down to Devon where I go, you get into a nice country little lane, you put the gearbox in sport mode and suddenly it comes alive. It isn't the sort of stale little car people think it is, you know. I remember once driving an LBTC and it was very, just felt no fun to it, it just felt a bit soulless. There wasn't really much character to it. And I much prefer this SLK over that one, that LBTC. Right, so let's talk about facts and figures of this car. This is an SLK 200. It has a 1.8 turbocharged engine, which is good for 183 horsepower, I believe it is the official figure, which gets you 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. So that, for me, that's actually still quite a quick car. In terms of the boring stuff, we'll talk about tax. It's just over £200 a year to tax, and on average I will get about 38 miles to the gallon, but I have had 48 miles to the gallon out of it. I don't know how on earth I did it. A long distance cruise, normally I'll get about 42, 44 miles per gallon, but for this one day I got 48. I don't know what I did, I don't know how I could do it again, but I would love to do it again. But really that's not what the car is about, it's about a fun little sporty car. And I sort of glossed over the sort of boring that got them out of the way, and I absolutely love driving this car. It's an absolute hoot to drive. And even though it's only the smallest engine model, actually for me it has plenty of power. I don't ever drive anywhere thinking I'm short of power. I always think, actually, yeah, I've got enough power here and a little bit more. It's one of them where I always think if I can get you into trouble quick enough, then it's fine, you know, you've got enough power. So overall the SLK is a great little car to drive. It can be sensible when you want it to be sensible, when you want to do a long distance cruise or just go for a bit of a drive and take it easy, you can do. But if you also want to go and actually play with it and have a bit of fun with it, put the gearbox in sport mode and it transforms the whole personality of the car, and it's a car that's very rewarding to drive, and it actually knows, in a way, knows the sport car and actually wants to play with you and have fun, and that's what I love about this. So if you've enjoyed this episode of Steam Forward and enjoyed my little review of the SLK, please make sure you push that like button. If you have any questions about the SLK in general as a range or about this particular model, please do put them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you want to see more adventures with the SLK and I, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Thank you, goodbye for watching.